So, guys, I would like for us to start doing better out here as entrepreneurs. If you have a business and or, if you're a business for yourself, business and partners, whatever, can we stop taking these people's money? Listen, as a person that does hair, I'm a hairstylist. So if I see that you can't get the Beyonce braids, you just can't get the Beyonce braids. If your hair is mad thin and I know I can't do anything with it, that's just what it is. So if you see homegirl at your boutique thinking she about to get this cover up, swimwear cover up, you know her ass ain't gonna fit in that thing right, or it's just not gonna complement the actual product right, don't sell that thing to her. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Can we just stop? Let's be honest with each other.
Don't every sale ain't a good sale.
It's not. Listen, I tell people all the time, they laugh at me, but all money ain't good money.
Amen.
So I ain't doing everybody's hair. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. So guess what? Don't sell the product if you don't have to. If you know that it ain't right. If you know they an addict, stop giving them the crack and the weed and heroin and all that other kind of shit.
What are you talking about?
Her.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
No. First of all, ganja is not a fucking addiction.
I knew she was going to go into it.
I don't know why you even brought it up.
That's why I did it.
Because some people will buy weed and not pay their rent.
You right.
Well,
okay? Some people will buy certain things to feed their habit.
You smoking more than weed.
But if you feeding your habit and taking care of other shit and not prioritizing, that's a motherfucking problem. And if you know that person is doing that, you should stop them with doing that. So stop taking everybody's money. Weed. Guess what? Support black businesses.
Uno, dos, tres. 3 bad.
We perfectly designed crew, cause we the big 3. Who run this mother? Who run this mother?
Get 'em, girl.
What's up, everybody? It is, of course, your favorite podcast, the Get 'em Girl Crew podcast. We are back in it again for another wonderful week. So let's go to my right. So we got the Operations Jawn. Hey.
Hi.
Look at you. Look at you.
Me all natural.
Yes. All pro. Okay.
Yes.
Anywho.
Giving like a 70s Pam Grier. I know that's right.
Okay.
Really? Really?
Yes, really.
Okay.
And to the left of me, I have the Business Jawn.
What's up, y'all? It's the Business Jawn.
What? Let's get it. Let's get into
Let's
it.
go.
So, first things first. We had a lot of things going on this past week, but something that happened very, very, close to us and very personal to the Get 'em Girl crew. Our Operations Jawn lost her uncle this week. So, want to take this over to her.
I'm about to make it cry.
Don't cry.
Don't cry. Let them see you cry.
Yeah. Let it out.
No, man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this one is a heartbreaker for me. Like, all of us. Like, it's not only he's the baby brother to my mom and my uncle and my aunt. It's also like a brother to me. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody, like, the love and support has been so real. Like, his friends reached out. I seen them and they know our relationship and just like, you okay? And he was only 49, a heart attack. Like, it's been rough. Like, this has been rough.
Yeah. Especially sudden.
Yeah.
Like,
sudden losses. They hit different. They just hit different. Rather somebody that you know that will be passing on at some time and point because they have some type of disease or.
Right. And that's what I was going to say. Like, with my papa, it was different because he had cancer. So we kind of expected that. And it wasn't so long and drawn out. This one, we wasn't expecting it. It's just been long and drawn out. Yeah. Like, it's just been a process. But rest in peace to my uncle Mike Agee, forever Mike Agee niece. I just told his friend the other day, like, yo, I don't even have a name to you. Like, he like, what's up, Mike A.G. Niece? I'm like, I don't even have a name to you. Like, I'm Miss Mike A.G. Niece. You know what I mean? Real quick, though, I do want to share this memory. We was just talking about it. I'll forever talk about this one. It's funny as hell. So it's like me and him, we're at my grandma's house, we're in the den, we're watching TV. The TV is loud. So my aunt come in there and she like, turn the TV down. So he was like, man, shut up and get out. So he gonna kick her. So she runs into my grandma's room like, Mom, Michael kicked me. So my grandma gonna get up out of bed and come in there like, Michael, did you kick her? He's like, no, man, nobody kick her. Yes, you did. And I'm just looking like, yo, they grown as fuck, okay? Mind you, like, they're in their 20s. They grown as shit. And, like, that memory is forever funny as fuck to me. Like,
because it was always revert back. You know,
right.
It is what it is.
Like,
especially when you got siblings.
Yeah, it was legit, like, sibling rivalry. And that shit was funny as hell. Like, for no reason. Yeah. Like, he just kicked the shit out of him. And she was like, Mom, I'm telling. Like, snitching ass. But, yeah. But like I said, you know, rest in peace, Mike A.G.
Yes.
Yes. Definitely figuring out something as far as with the American Heart Association. Mm-hmm. I'll figure that out at some point.
To be continued.
I said when we figure that out, we will put a link up so that you know if it's a donation or anything like that, we definitely want people to support this because it is something that's really, really big throughout, especially the African American community. Period. Yeah, this was a hurt piece because with us being best friends since we was 10,
right?
I was always around her Uncle Mike. I think I called him Uncle Mike too.
I mean, he was always Mike with me.
He was just
like, that's why I said, like, we're just so tight. Like, it's just us. Like, we don't even do aunt and uncle. Like, yeah, it's just like that's Michael. That's Bryant. Like, we won't even do that.
But yeah, it was her piece. Man. So it's been an emotional week. We're gonna switch it up real quick though, you know. Cause it's probably gonna get emotional again. So before we get this emotional again,
emotional,
just a little emotional. So Business Jawn, you was talking about something a little bit ago that you saw about Mase and Diddy.
Yeah. So allegedly, Mr. Mase and Betha, Pastor Mase, of his many names, whatever else you want to call Mase. I don't even M-A$E, whatever. So he basically was out here calling Diddy out, saying that he was like he mistreated artists and he was fraudulent with some things that he did with the artists or whatnot. I didn't actually get in depth of the whole situation, but I'm just like, wow, like even now after you came back out and you did the tour.
That's why I'm over
now
here.
You have something to say.
Rolling my eyes and carrying.
I'm not sure.
Dumb.
I just didn't get it because I'm like, Dad, you was just on. You did the tour. What was that? A couple of years ago?
Yeah, the bad boy
bopping with him and
right. You still rocking with him, so you ain't mind them coins with him.
So what happened? What you ain't get paid on?
Right.
Or what you gotta pay out?
He must not have been entertaining something. He must have been like, yo, Diddy. Like,
I'm trying to do this, and this.
Yeah,
and
I feel like nah. I feel like I can come out with this and come out with that, or have a different kind of album, or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. Diddy wasn't probably feeling it. Now all of a sudden, now you got some dirt on him. Now you want to throw dirt on his name. Like come on, yeah, I wasn't feeling that. Even though I used to love me some Mase.
Yeah,
like
me too.
Love me some Mase with that little dimple, but. I ain't like the way you was moving with this.
What was that? 90s Mase?
Yeah.
90s, that's the one we like.
Yeah. It was right before 2000.
2000,
yeah, right before 2000.
Yeah. We ain't like 2000 Mase anyway. So
I didn't like that move. I didn't like it at all. I just didn't understand it.
I
felt like there was something behind it.
At this point, like, first off, everybody known Diddy be doing some raggedy shit.
Take that.
From when he was
with
Biggie. Like, everyone knows this. When you get in business with Diddy, you know it's gonna be some shit with it. Like, you know
some shady shit.
Some shady shit with it.
Something
at some point
shit with everybody.
Right. In business, you always gonna run into it. Period. With Diddy, it's not something that's new. It's something that people have been talking about all the time. And like you said, if it was such a problem, why did you do a whole tour with him? Why did you come back to being with Bad Boy if it was such an issue that you had? You could have did like Craig Mack, rest in peace, and been like, nah.
Right, I'm good.
I'm good. Like, that's not the life that I'm living right now. Because that's why Craig Mack said no to the tour, because he said it was all about his religion. He couldn't go back to that. Mm-hmm. You could have did the same exact thing.
Pastor.
Man, you curse Tucker niggas, man. Sick of this shit.
So, don't... like, I don't know the whole ins and outs of the situation. None of us do, of course, because we're not Mase or Diddy. Right. But, you know, it just kind of seems like what's really going on? Like, what's the real about everything?
Yeah.
So,
really I don't know.
So Diddy got a Ivy Park case.
Which he thought it was his.
But it wasn't his, Ivy Park case.
He was so excited and so hyped and over there opening up this daggone orange box. And it's not for you, dog. It was for them babies. Like, it was for them little princesses that you got up in there.
Why would
you
she
kidding
send
me?
You Ivy Park?
But the thing is that...
Did she send any men Ivy Park?
No, because it's a female collection.
Hello?
I know, but
what made you think that you was getting some goddamn
maybe
Ivy
he
Park?
thought that it was something that was going to be special made for him.
Right, because you know her husband would rock it first, and then you, nigga.
Well, yeah, but plus, you know, Miss, what's Miss Tina's last name? Lawson?
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Lawson, he was in some Ivy Park.
What was he wearing? A jacket?
He was wearing, it was like a jacket, it was like a sweatsuit. It was like the sweatsuit style. It was a jacket and pants.
Because I mean, the sizes, it ranges in sizes, and some of the stuff is like a man could wear it. Like, it's not, and still, it's not like.
I don't even know. Who? Wait, her dad was her husband? Oh, her husband.
Tina's husband.
Oh, yeah, that's
Mr. Lawson. Yeah, Mr. Lawson.
That's different.
He got something, so I guess he felt like, okay, he was exclusive. Like, he took a couple pictures. I'm not sure if he made, like, the official pictures, but I did see some of the photos that he took with his wife, and, you know, they had their little Ivy Park stuff on. Mm-hmm. Diddy probably was like, oh, yeah, I'm about to get me some stuff. Boo-boo. Sorry, try again.
So, if y'all don't know, Diddy's daughters, all three of them are models.
Yes.
So, that's the reason why Beyonce sent the Ivy Park collection, because they're actually really well-known models, even at the age they're at now. You know, rest in peace, Kim Porter, for the twins. That was their mother, and she was a model. Mm-hmm. So, they're going into her footsteps. And then he has another daughter, Chance, with another woman. I'm so sorry, I don't remember her name. But she's also modeling too. So, you know, Beyonce sent the Ivy Park collection for them. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Diddy, not yet. Not your turn.
Not for you. Maybe if Rockaware comes back out.
So, if you're watching YouTube,
or Sean John.
Well, he gonna send his sofa box.
Well, he may.
I was about to say, y'all.
Knowing Diddy, he may.
He might.
Sure.
Just let me reveal. Let me
right. Let me reveal this new Sean John for y'all. So if you're watching YouTube, I just got my teeth worked on, and these bitches keep making me laugh, and I can't laugh like laugh.
Nothing. I mean, over here, I've been good as fuck.
So I'm holding my mouth. So if you're watching the YouTube, yes, I'm holding my mouth. I'm not like talking.
I'm not talking. Y'all, guess what? I don't care. She ain't telling you the truth. Listen, she getting all her teeth out. So you know when she get all her teeth out,
slob on my
it's something different. Okay, baby. All right, so stay tuned, baby.
When I tell you, I hate y'all with all of my heart. Stay tuned. I hate y'all.
Why? We love you.
I'm trying to not smile, and y'all do this shit
shit. Sorry. But she is. Listen.
Remember on Boomerang?
What?
When he went to go teach the kids, and the little girl was talking about her fishbowl and everything.
Yeah, that's you. Who are you?
And Eddie Murphy was in the back. He was like, well, why is the fish in the fish bowl.
No, why is the fish up there? And the bowl is down here.
And the water.
Because that's how I want it.
Okay. Okay.
That's you right now.
Y'all crazy.
And I'm Eddie Murphy.
You are Eddie Murphy with
Yes. Go me.
Okay, so we got any other current topics before we get into
Yes, the hell we do. We have a
big
big ass tragedy.
Well, I was gonna say before we get into the big
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
No.
I ain't going to.
Bring up the 9 names.
I wanted to go to an event
Bring
this
up the
week, but I ain't gonna be able to go.
What event?
So it's good.
What event?
Unless somebody want to sponsor me and get me a late ticket. All of us.
All 3 of us.
You hear me? Okay.
We are one.
Anybody? Hello?
We are one.
Oh, no? Okay.
Watch the YouTube and sponsor.
Sponsor.
Take us out on dates and shit.
Okay. Just take me to the 85 South show. I want to get. Okay.
So, while she's pulling everything up, kind of do like a precursor to everything. So we released our episode last week, but when we released our episode, of course, there was a huge tragedy that happened. Kobe Bryant was killed in a helicopter crash. Along with him being killed, his daughter Gianna Bryant, and then it was 7 other people. John Altobelli, his wife Carrie Altobelli, their daughter Alyssa Altobelli, Christina Mauser, who was an assistant basketball coach, Sarah Chester, and her daughter Peyton Chester, and then the pilot Ara Zobayan. Maybe I pronounced that incorrectly. I do apologize. So this tragedy hit hard. It really hit hard. It hit hard for everybody, even if you weren't a huge Kobe fan. If you were a basketball fan, if you were a sports fan, if you just thought about greatness when it comes to your life, you honestly were a Kobe fan. You knew Kobe. You could use Kobe quotes for anything. And then with his daughter also being on the plane too, that hit even more because you knew how much he loved his children. And she was heading in his footsteps. So it was like, wow, and then we have to sit back and really all look at our lives. That literally took the breath out of everyone. I think the whole world stopped. Definitely. On Sunday. It wasn't anyone who didn't feel the grief of what happened on Sunday. And it's still a lot of grief. It's still a lot of mourning. I literally was watching the Lakers versus the Trailblazers game, the first game since everything happened. They did a wonderful memorial for him, and I had goosebumps and I was crying. It's been rough for everyone, and with me and how I feel, I know that Vanessa Bryant, his wife, and his other 3 daughters are going through something that is unimaginable, because I can't imagine having to go through that. And see, I'm getting emotional already. And knowing that you lost your husband and your daughter, but these were their friends also. So, and these people who were also killed in this tragedy had families, had so much to give this earth. That's 3 girls who are gone that just wanted to play basketball. 3 young girls that are gone that just wanted to play basketball. One family lost their mother, father, and their sister. To wake up and have to hear that. Christina Mauser has left a husband and 3 children. And then it's Sarah and Peyton Chester. I'm not a plane rider. I don't like planes, right? But you always think, I'm going to get to the plane, I'm going to get to my destination. You're getting in your car. You always think, I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to get to my destination. You get on a train. You get on a bus. All of this that we do every day. And this is your regular routine. And this was Kobe's regular routine. And the whole reason why, from what I've been told, the whole reason why he started this routine is because when his girls were young, he missed a recital because of the LA traffic. So he said, I'm not doing that again. So for years, he's been taking helicopters. And this isn't something where this is a new thing that he did, right? So just think and imagine that now there's 5 families who are grieving, and the world is grieving with them, but they're grieving in a way that we can't even put a finger on right now. I've said a lot. So Operations Jawn, do you got anything you want to say? Business Jawn.
I mean, just to kind of speak more onto what you were saying, yes, he was definitely, the world lost another legend.
Yeah.
And for him to only be, 41?
41, yeah.
41. Such a young life. You know, he's been here, he's been playing basketball for so long. It seems like he's been around for forever, but actually he's only been here on this earth for 41 years. And for him to go through some of the situations that he had to endure, you know, he was able to get through different, you know, being able to bring different success to his basketball team. Right. But then also having conflict between, you know, other team members and friends, you know what I mean? And so I know there was one article that I was reading, and where Kobe was basically saying that, you know, it's hard for him to have friends because he doesn't have time for them per se. So because he always wanted to perfect his craft. Mm-hmm. He always wanted to be able to rise above anything other than, you know, what was not perfect to him, right, in his eyes. The mentality that he had with the game was totally different than probably the average. Yeah. You know, and just for him to be able to go through and just have some of the, like I said, the success, some of the things that we had. I know a lot of people were out on social media, which I hate social media. I hate it, but love it all at the same time. You know, they wanted to bring up the whole rape case about him. And they're like, oh, we're going to mourn a rapist? No. This had nothing to do with that. That whole situation was then. Right. Things were overturned with that whole situation. Right. So why are we bringing that up?
Why do we have to bring the negative into someone when we're trying to mourn his life? And exactly. That happened, in 2000 and...
I think they only had one child at that time?
I think so.
Or maybe about to have 2 or something.
It was
a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while
ago. So why
are
we bringing this up right now? Especially when the world is hurting from this.
And life is completely different from him.
Exactly. If his wife was able to forgive him, you should too. That should not be anything that you're worried about. Because I'm sure that person that made that post, those people that also commented and were agreeing with that, I'm sure in your waking life, you're going through something that particularly isn't ideal. Right. So let's not point the finger at that. Right. There's a lot of people that we could be talking about that has a lot of negativity behind them, but once they passed on, that wasn't brought up.
Right.
You know, so, you know, just with that, and I just love to see people come together. I just love to see people come together. And one of my boys, Hood from the Not Up for Debate podcast, I like one of his posts that he had actually put up on social media. I think yesterday, it was earlier in the week probably. It was probably not Tuesday, I'm sorry. Probably like Thursday, maybe even Friday. But he said that that women were able to see that men are emotional.
Yeah.
After seeing that, after when Kobe passed away, you see a lot of grown men
crying,
hurting. Like the emotional side was presented.
Yeah.
And you seen a lot of men being able to express themselves in a different kind of way and how it affected them. Because we all know people or know a person that particularly either love the Lakers, love Kobe, or both. So it's just, it goes hand in hand. And we definitely just don't want to forget about Kobe. We don't want to forget about any of the other families that are going through this trying times right now, because there is, that loved one is no longer here. Those loved ones are not here, but you do have those memories. Mm-hmm. And one thing I was kind of processing to myself, I said, Dad, you know, if I was in a situation to lose multiple loved ones at one time, you know, how would I feel? And especially not to be able to be presented with a body.
Right.
How would I feel? And I said, you know what? I probably would be okay with that. You know, I don't think I would be too engulfed in like, oh no, I don't have a body to bury or to cremate or to, you know, anything in that form, because earlier that day we had such a grand time. Earlier that week we had such a grand time. Okay, I have all these great memories that I can go ahead and push on because I remember this person like this, instead of looking at your loved one in a different kind of state or disfigurement or anything like that you don't recognize them. So I just want all the, you know, I just want all the social media trolls to really just stay home. Stay off the net.
Pretty much.
Leave it alone, because if this was you, you would not want anyone to talk about your family member in that way.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want anyone to talk about you in that way.
Yep.
So none of us are perfect. We've all made mistakes. We all are still doing mistakes.
Yes.
So let's just kind of just go away from that. If you feel some type of way, then guess what? You don't have to put a RIP Kobe post on your Facebook or Instagram. You don't have to like something or whatever the case may be. How about you just stay off the internet for a little while until it dies?
Or not just that, just don't say anything.
Yeah, don't say anything.
If that's how you feel, just don't say anything. Just move on. You know, there's so much other stuff happening out in this world right now. You know, Kobe is the big thing that's happening right now. Kobe and his tragedy, right? But there's so many other things happening. Talk about Trump's impeachment.
Okay.
That's not happening.
But I mean, it's
but it's not happening, and you know, cause y'all know me, so I'm a curve it a little bit, cause y'all know me. I'm just in tune with a lot of things. I'm not just straightforward with my visions and my ideas and my opinions and things of that sort. And of course, I listen to people with their conspiracy theories and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And a lot of things are coincidental.
Yeah.
How things happen, you know, with LeBron being able to surpass him in his scoring and in Philly, even though they took an L. Coincidental. Like, they took an L, but then, you know, Kobe passes away.
Can I say something about that?
You know, that overshadows the whole impeachment process that has been on television, that has been televised for how long now? So,
yeah,
you know, it's just certain things that have been put forward, and it's coincidental. It's coincidence.
It's crazy you brought that up, right? Because this shit was crazy to me. This whole situation has hit me in a way that I have not been hit before since my dad died. Like, legit. Like, I have not like ever felt like this since my dad died, right? So I haven't watched basketball in a while because that was me and my dad's thing. And I was sick on Saturday. And I was supposed to go out. My sister was having a party and I was supposed to go, but I was so sick I couldn't go. And Lakers and the Sixers were playing. And I said, you know what? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch basketball because I haven't watched basketball in so long. The whole entire night they talked about Kobe Bryant. And they talked about Kobe because LeBron was about to pass his scoring record. He even had Mamba for life on his sneakers that fucking night. LeBron James did, right? So all night they're talking about Kobe. You know, Sixers won. Sixers is my team. I'm like, word, you know. And then I was like, yo, like, and I'm talking to my mom. I'm like, yeah, like LeBron James beat Kobe Bryant's score, like his scoring record, like all of this stuff I'm talking about on Saturday night. And I legit was just like, yo, that was a good game. Like, you know, all of this I'm talking about. And then the next day, my aunt hit me up. And she was like, did you hear about the death of Kobe Bryant? I'm like, my aunt don't know what she's talking about. I legit, like, was like, whatever. Like, I'm going to Google. They're going to talk about how LeBron James, you know, crashed, like, Kobe's record. And not no other shit. Right? So I get on the internet. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wait. This gotta be fake. This gotta be fake news, right?
It's unbelievable.
So then I keep scrolling. And then I see it has been confirmed Gianna Bryant was in. I said, let me tell you something. I was screaming in my room. Because it's like, for me to watch basketball for the first time in years, literally sit there and watch a basketball game. And all night they're talking about Kobe. And all night they're talking about his record. And he put up that tweet saying, you know, continue the legacy. And the next day him to be gone, I screamed. Mm-hmm. I screamed because it was surreal. It was like, I grew up with Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson and Shaquille O'Neal and all of the greats. Carmelo Anthony, that was my boo. You know what I mean? That was my boo. LeBron James, like, it was like you grew up with him. You literally grew up with him because he was only 17. He was 18 when he got in the league. He was 17. You kept hearing about him because he went to prom with Brandy. You know, you heard about all of this stuff. And we grew up with him. Like, that was my era of basketball. Those were my legends, you know.
You just think he's 5 years, 6 years older than
us.
7 years older than, you know, that's nothing.
That's nothing.
Tomorrow.
Like legit. So it's like we grew up watching his greatness.
Yep.
And
he was the high school star.
Right.
And we were in junior high.
And that's all that we was hearing about. You know, and from there it just grew. And I loved watching All-Star games. And I would watch the Olympics. Like, I legit would watch everything. And all of that had Kobe. Mm-hmm. And it just hit like, what the fudge is. It hit because you had to think about how much you love your family and how much you love your friends and how we really can't take this life for granted. We really, really can't, because everything can change in a moment. Mm-hmm. Everything can change. None of the families that are now mourning thought that they would be mourning right now.
Yeah. Family of 5 now, family of 2. You know, family of, what were they? 2. They were 5 as well. No,
they were six.
Yeah, they were six. The Bryant family, they were six.
Now down to a family of four.
You know,
like who
thinks
thinks that this is going to be what their day is going to be? Mm-hmm. Nobody thought Sunday was going to go the way that it was going to go, right? You think about LA, they were getting ready for the Grammys. Mm-hmm. The Grammys were happening at the Staples Center. They legit couldn't get the people out of there to have the red carpet. People were not thinking about this until it happened. And it changed everyone. It changed the world. This man changed the world in a day. The most powerful thing that I saw from all of this is, think about how every race, every religion, every gender, all is mourning right now. Whether you're a basketball fan or not, you're feeling sympathy towards these families. We all need to keep this energy. If he has not done anything else for us, he showed us that we can all come together and live as one. Because we're all grieving right now, regardless of what race we are,
background,
what religion, what background, what sexual orientation, any of that. None of that matters right now. Mm-hmm. And that's how we need to live. We need to live as though we are one. Not as if we need to be labeled. Because this has shown us labels mean nothing when you're grieving, when you lose someone. Mm-hmm. We all have come together from this grief. And that's something that he's taught me in this situation, is that we need to love each other regardless. You need to respect each other regardless. And you need to let your family and your friends know that you love them. Because we don't know when we're going to leave this earth.
We don't know our last days.
We don't know the day, the time, the minute, anything. And this is when we really need to go for what you want to go for. Stop making excuses.
Stop holding grudges.
Stop holding grudges.
Let it go.
You know, because if that person that you have a grudge on is gone tomorrow, you're going to be the main one.
It's going to hit you different.
Yep.
Especially if you had some type of relationship with that person, it's going to hit you. If you know that, okay, yeah, I could have just gotten over this anger that I had in my heart with this person, to be able to just go forth and we don't have to be the best of friends, or we don't have to be back to the best cousins, right, or anything like that. Best type of family member to speak every day. You're still on speaking terms. You're back right on speaking terms. And that's how it should be.
Yeah. That's
how it should be. So we have to definitely, with social media, Jawn, keep this dynamic going. I know we always talk about, supporting one another, encouraging one another, and being there for each and every one of us around. But just so you can see, take any picture on the web, any picture that anyone put up on social media, and or if you've taken a picture and you see people in the background, you see people of every color.
Yeah.
Every race, every background, every size, every gender, from all walks of life, from different eras. You cannot, stuff like that, you can't make it up. You cannot make it up.
When you think about in the Philippines, they worked all night to create a tribute to Kobe Bryant and Gigi. And they made a whole basketball court, a memorial. This is in the Philippines. And they're feeling it. They have a whole memorial for him there. Mm-hmm. And like I said, this is how the world should be. We should not be separating each other for any reason. It should just be all love. And that's what Kobe taught us. To love each other
Love each other. Keep working hard. Don't ever just take the negativity for what it is. You want to surpass it. You want to be able to climb and rise above it. Be the best you that you can be. Not what anyone else tries to say that you are or tries to put you in a perfect little box. Right. Be the best you that you can be. Perfect your craft. And there we go.
Yep.
You know, so, but I'm not sure. I don't recall. I really don't remember. So, Mayor of Philadelphia, can we please get a Kobe statue next to Rocky? Like,
legit.
For real? Please? Thank you.
I will say that Philly did have a great memorial for him at their game after the tragedy on Sunday. And they honored the memory of all 9 victims in this tragedy. And they memorialized Kobe. So for those of you who didn't watch the game, it was very moving. All the tributes have been moving. Of course, LA did it the best. But what they did was they put 9 beams of light on the court to represent all 9 victims. And they put their names all up. And they had a 33-second moment of silence because that number 33 was Kobe's number at Lower Merion. And then when that was over, they rang the bell 9 times to represent each person. And I feel like they did something else. Oh my gosh, and I can't remember it right now. They had 33 put on the court. The number 33 put on the court with the colors from Lower Merion. And they all came out for the warm-ups wearing either an 8 or a 24. All of them came out wearing either 8 or 24. And Joel Embiid wore number 24 just for that night. And the thing is that number 24 for Philadelphia is retired. So Bobby Jones was number 24, and he called Bobby Jones. Joel Embiid called Bobby Jones to ask him if it was okay if he wore number 24. And Bobby Jones said, yes, you can wear number 24. So Joel Embiid wore number 24 that night. And it's a lot of people who are changing their numbers out of respect for not just Kobe, but Gigi also. It's a lot of actual places. It's a lot of teams that are talking about retiring number 24. If they haven't already retired number 24, they're talking about retiring that number. Of course, the All-Star game, they're changing up the All-Star game completely. If you haven't heard about that, they're not going to do a traditional basketball game. So it's all over the league, all over the world. Philly probably got hit as hard as LA just because Kobe was from this area. And who was it last night? Stuart Scott was saying that one of his favorite memories of Kobe was that his last game in Philly, he got a standing ovation. And he was so happy about that because throughout his whole career, every time he came home to Philly, he would get booed. So then the last game he had in Philly, he had a standing ovation because he always wanted to be accepted by Philadelphia fans. If you don't know about Philadelphia fans, they are the roughest, toughest fans out there. Okay? We don't play no fucking games. We the only people who have ever booed Beyonce. All right? So he said that was the one thing is that he would come home and he just would get booed. And Stuart Scott was saying that he was so happy that for his last game in Philly, they gave him a standing ovation. And that's something he hadn't gotten his whole career. So it was like, yo, like, it's just so much.
It's a hurt piece, especially.
It's going to be a hurt piece for a while.
It's going to be a hurt piece for a while. Yes, we're going to get back to our regular routines of everything. And yes, you know, this will be something that we will never forget. And it's going to happen again with someone else that's a legend out there, regardless if it's whatever avenue it is.
Right.
But right here, right now, it's just so different because the world is different right now.
Yeah.
So just for the unity that is able to be brought together is big. It's really big.
Yeah.
If you really haven't noticed it, you should open your eyes about it. So you've had a young man that has touched many people in many different areas all around the world. So I appreciate seeing the different tributes, especially to just different high school, junior high, all of them, all those coaches that decided to actually, you know what, let me go ahead and take this 30 second. You know, let me go ahead and take this 33 seconds. Okay, let me go ahead and do certain things, or be able to, you know, have their kids, have their players put on t-shirts, 24 t-shirts. Yeah. Anything of that sort. It's beautiful to see.
It's
beautiful to see.
Lakers, the Staples Center. If you went to the game, one side of the court, one side of the stadium was number 8 t-shirts they gave out. And then the other side of the stadium was number 24 t-shirts they gave out. So each person who attended the game got a t-shirt. They have done so great. Like the Business Jawn said, like with distributes. Every team has done either an 8-second violation or a 24-second violation. So the 8-second backcourt violation or a 24-second shot clock violation to honor him.
Yep, in some kind of way.
Just
so somebody, you know, just so everybody can pay their respects in just a different way. No, we all can't go out to the West Coast and be there and, you know, be able to go to the site and memorial and be able to put out flowers and balloons and just, you know, pay your respects. But you're able to pay your respects in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure his wife is being as strong as she can be. I'm sure she appreciates it and sees it. I know she feels the love coming from all over, and just seeing the different videos, the different posts, the different photos. I'm sure she's just overwhelmed, you know, with joy and of course sadness, but joy as well, just to see that her husband, he touched so many people. And then as well as her daughter just coming up, because she was vicious. She's a different young lady, and I respect the fact that UConn also they also did a little tribute for her, because she was definitely going to be a Husky.
She wanted to be a Husky.
She was going to be a Husky.
That's all she wanted, was to
she was going to be a Husky, and I respect that they definitely paid their respects to her, one of their games. So it's all around the board. The respect factor amongst everyone is.
You brought up a good point, because a lot of people are so focused on Kobe that they forget Gianna was actually a star basketball player in her own right, and she had a following. And I was reading a post on Facebook, and it really hit me, because this dad was saying how, like, he had to go tell his daughter about Gianna's passing. He said, I'm mourning because I'm a Kobe fan. I grew up with Kobe. Here she is, she's growing up with Gianna. So she doesn't really know who Kobe is. But she's following her Instagram. She's following her Snapchat. She's on her YouTube. And she's like, I have to break this news to my daughter, who is a huge fan of Gianna, of Gigi. So we're mourning because we grew up with him, right? But now there's a whole new generation that's grown up and grew up looking at his daughter, and they're hurting. You know, we just have to send our prayers out. Continue to pray for each family involved. Pray for the Bryant family. Pray for the Altobelli family. Family. Pray for the Mauser family. Pray for the Chester family, and pray for the Zobayan family, because they all need our prayers right now. They all need our prayers. So, just continue praying for them. And yes, we are going to move on. But the thing is that we're never going to forget. And this definitely put a piece of Mamba mentality into each person.
Hopefully
it did. And put a bit of Mamba mentality into everyone who is grieving and mourning right now. So we're going to take our break for these sponsors, and then we're going to come back with our topic for today.